Hi there, this is the Breathing Spaces Thursday update. I'm down on my forest garden on my allotment in Manchester Drive, and I thought perhaps I'd have a little walk around and I'll talk through some things that are going on down here, plus some more updates. So here goes. Okay, so here we are in the forest garden. As you can see, the apple trees are nicely in bloom. This is actually an apple tree that I grafted about 10 years ago and now bears a really nice apple crop. And there's another apple tree that used to be in my mum's garden when she lived in London, and I kind of dug it up and brought it down here, and it's doing well down here. And hazel tree. To be honest, I've never had a single hazel from it because the squirrels always get them first, but I kind of don't mind, it's a nice tree anyway. And I'm just doing a kind of panoramic circle round and some more trees. So this is, as I said, what we call a forest garden, which is a way of gardening that's kind of based on trying to replicate the layers of the natural woodland with a mixture of fruit trees, so apples and nut trees, the hazel I just spoke about, and fruit bushes. Here's a gooseberry bush, and there's currant bushes dotted in and out, and there's various herbs and useful plants on the ground as well. So it's trying to replicate that natural woodland feel. I just kind of wander about, and there's another currant bush. There's not a huge amount of edible stuff coming off this plot at the moment. There is some three-cornered leek. That's the leek there with the white flower that grows quite vigorously. We've got some lemon balm and stuff like that growing. There's not a huge amount of edible stuff at the moment. Most of the edible stuff will come later in the year. So there's another currant bush, and so in a few weeks, probably a couple of months' time, we'll have black currants, red currants, gooseberries, things like that. And as I said, later in the year, things like apples, pears, plums, those kind of things. The garden at Chaucer House, which is part of the Breathing Spaces project, is half of it is kind of what we might call a conventional allotment, growing vegetables like potatoes, onions, beans, tomatoes, courgettes, all that kind of thing. But the other half of the garden is being developed as a forest garden, and one day, in probably 5 years or so's time, the idea is that it will have a similar kind of feel to this. So this was being developed, probably I started developing this about around about the year 2000, I think, and it was just basically an allotment. My friend had the neighbouring plot, well, still does have the neighbouring plot, which is also modelled as a forest garden. And when that's his plot that we're just kind of looking at now in front of us. And when the plot that I'm on became vacant, I took it over, and rather than cultivating it with sort of vegetables and things like that, been slowly moving it towards this more of a edible woodland model, the forest garden model. There's more information about that on my website, spiralseed.co.uk. Anyway, to update on the Breathing Spaces project, obviously, as I'm sure everyone's aware, we're still in lockdown, so we're still not able to access our projects at Chaucer House, Keats House, and the other project, which we hope to be starting up another South Essex Homes property. But in my office space at home, which kind of I've got a kind of garden office, and at the moment it's kind of doubling up as a bit of a plant nursery. We were hoping to be putting up a greenhouse at Keats House where we'd be sort of growing our plants on there, but as that's not a thing at the moment, my garden office is doubling, as I say, it's doubling up as a plant nursery at the moment. I've got tomatoes started off, I've got squashes, courgettes, runner beans, chard, lots and lots of plants that hopefully we'll be able to plant out at the gardens when we can access them again. So it's all still moving on, just obviously we can't actually get to the properties and we can't engage with our volunteers and our good supporters from Project 49 and Alex, who's been working with the young people. So it's all a bit frustrating really, but it's the way it's got to be, unfortunately, as I'm sure everyone is aware. The big role of the project really is about therapeutic value of gardening and working with plants and being out in the open, and hence the name Breathing Spaces. And so we're looking at, myself and the other project leaders are looking at ways we can still use the project as a therapeutic, to promote the therapeutic advantages of gardening and being outdoors, even though it's going to be in a slightly more, not quite the way we wanted to do it, at least at the moment. Anything else I can tell you at the moment? I've just got a video, another partner project I've been working with is Focal Point Gallery in Southend, and I've just put together a video which has just been uploaded today. They've got a little series, or they're doing a series called, based on that 1970s TV programme, some of us may remember, called Why Don't You Stop, what was it? Why Don't You Get Up and Stop Watching TV and Do Something More Useful Instead? Something that I can't remember, but anyway, it's based on that format, and I've done a little video for them on fermentation and how to make fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, sourdough bread and things like that. So I'll put a link to that in the comments. Again, it kind of it fits in with the theme, I think, of kind of health and healthy living and well-being, and in enhancing our resilience and building up our immune systems and all that kind of thing. So it kind of fits in with the theme, so that's something people might like to look at. And also thinking about maybe making some nice kind of videos. Rob's put some videos up on the Breathing Spaces website around, the meditational videos, relaxation videos, and I'm hoping to kind of work on some of those as well. Again, not a lot more to tell you at this stage. Hopefully we'll have some developments soon, but just wanted to keep people up to date, and I'll sign off for now, and speak to you soon. Stay well and stay safe.